Joe Musso, Kyle Porter, joined now by Henri Johnson, CEO of FlightScope, joining us here on CBS Sports. Henri, thank you so much for stopping by. You have what you're telling me is not your full line of products in front of you, but some exciting technology that, it's no exaggeration, you can fit in your pocket.
Absolutely. So we try to be relevant to the entire market and to be cost effective and also value for money. And lastly, cost of ownership is a big deal these days, and I think that's where we are really relevant. So starting with the smallest one here, the Mevo, you can do a lot with that, enough for most people actually, for a starter.
Slide that one down here.
Yeah, it's
and then we have the FlightScope Mevo Plus. This is the 2023 edition. It's got about 3 hours battery life, very solid new packaging and so on. You have different options here. I think one of the things that we brought out last year was the Pro package, so you get the D-plane and all those very fancy data parameters for those that want it. But now, once you have that, you can actually upgrade to the face impact, which gives you an extremely accurate face impact location. If that's not all, we also have our new multicam with augmented reality, AR, which I have an example I can give you afterwards. Basically, it means that you can have, say, an iPhone, iPod, or an iPad as your camera device, or two, and you can move it while the shot is in action, and the trajectory trace will stay in place, and the data elements that you selected in the settings will be populated on the video, and you can also put the face impact as a floating object onto that video, and that's a nice take home for a student. It's nice to see everything in one go, and I must say, because we have a fusion pattern, which we basically use image processing together with the 3D radar tracking, augmenting each other, and on top of that we have a machine learning model. I know people like to talk about AI. This is not AI. I'm an engineer. I don't like to talk about things that are not true. This is machine learning on top, and it gives you a fantastic information piece which is extremely accurate. It's actually scary, as some of my boys have said, to see the accuracy. You can take some foot spray, put it on the club, check it for yourself, and you'll be blown away. So Mevo Plus can actually deliver all of that for a very, very affordable price, and I am very happy to put this side by side with any technology out there. It'll definitely beat the boots off them. Then going, if you have the appetite, maybe you want the best, still the X3. All our clients get the latest rewards of our labor, which is an even better version of our fusion tracking, which gives you better club data, better ball data, and so on. And that comes for free after the show to everyone that owns a FlightScope. And we hope that this year we'll break the 100,000 mark in terms of our customer base. So we are very fortunate, very blessed. It's going extremely well, and I'm very proud of what we've got and very thankful for our team.
Well, Henri, I've heard it, but I would love for you to kind of tell Joe the origin story of how all this got started and kind of the evolution to where we're at now, maybe breaking the 100,000 customer barrier.
Yeah. So, I was back in South Africa. You can tell from my accent.
Is it Henri back in South Africa too, or is there a different pronunciation?
No, that's what it is.
It's just Henri. That's how you say it.
One name, one pronunciation.
Okay.
So I studied electronic engineering, did my master's degree in signal processing, went to the Navy for 2 years compulsory at the time, got a little bit of marine training there as well. And then I worked at the Institute for Maritime Technology, did radar work. We measured the deployment of chaff. I think it's unclassified. No, it is. I actually worked under a fantastic engineer. He was a little older than I am. And he then went away, studied at Caltech, and he became the director for outer space missions at NASA, Jacob van Zyl. He died, unfortunately, 2 years ago in COVID. But long story short, I learned a lot in defense research. And then I decided corporate life's not for me. Went into the defense research, made some radars for the defense industry, measuring projectiles fired from guns. And then, we got involved in cricket bowling speed, tennis serve speeds, and then what was next? Somebody said, hey, I introduced you to Ernie Els's brother and so on. We made a system for golf. And so in October 2001, we demonstrated to the PGA Tour. We had very little funding then, and we were looking for funding, but they were going to give us fame, and so we didn't do anything particular with them at the time. Demonstrated, in Europe and so on, and I had some interesting visitors that wanted licensing and so on, and I'm not going to tell you the details of that, but basically we went into golf, and then 2008 we came here to the US. We realized we needed to be in the market, and then everything changed.
Yeah.
So the US has been fantastic to us. It was the downturn in the economy at the time in 2008, and everybody was talking about the downturn in the economy. I was like, what are you guys talking about? This is like a major opportunity right here. We just literally started a new era in our company and brand, and everything from there just kind of snowballed and really got into the consumer market, which was a breakthrough. And we're always trying to push the limits in terms of new technology, making it relevant, making it affordable, and then most of all, the cost of ownership once you have it. We don't want to burden people with that. So there will always be new things. And so we have a few new things coming out this year as well. Can't talk about it right now. We'll, make it available when it comes, but we will always bring new things.
And I think you used an interesting word earlier, the student, and the accessibility of this information. How important is that in the advancement of this game that we love?
Data and the understanding and the usage of data is totally underestimated. So I think it's extremely important for people that haven't started using data to get going, because if you don't, you will be just falling further behind. So an interesting, way that you can improve your golf, say with the Mevo, the small one, it's got a limited data set, but it can automatically clip videos for you as well. And you can basically take your favorite club, say it's your 6-iron in the bag, and then start hitting shots, getting your ball speed, just one parameter, and then trying to control that in a session. Sit back, look at the data, and then try again. Try to control the ball speed with minimum variance. What I can tell you is if you keep on with that discipline, you are going to drop your scores. Every club in the bag is going to improve because your ball striking will improve. Just by focusing on one data element at a time, using maybe some tips from your teacher, your buddies, or YouTube, whatever you want, you will improve. But it's like a gym membership. The platinum gym membership is not going to make you fit. You have to be willing to put in the work. There's no magic in getting a unit. The magic is in actually utilizing the unit, putting in the work. It's like fitness. You're not going to get fit by getting a gym membership. But to cut a long story short, making use of data is extremely important. And I would just say again, there's a lot here for your appetite. If you want the best, go for the X3. If you want to, try it out, start with a Mevo, and you will get better.
Joe and I talk a lot about a lot of our discussion is about the professional game, so the highest level, not just playing but following it. People that are fans of it. Do you think that data, is when we talk about the European Tour, the PGA Tour, where are the places where it could be improved? Just from a fan standpoint.
Oh, yeah. So I have my own opinion about that.
Well, I'd love to hear it.
And I'm sure some producers maybe wouldn't like to hear this. But I sometimes feel that, it's all about just, wow, this is cool to show. And you try to get the hang of what it means, and then it's gone. So maybe too much information, too much pizzazz at one time, and you just don't really get the story and the significance. So I would say rather break it down and make it relevant. And I know there's little time to tell the story. I know the drill. We've been involved in many TV productions. Back in the day, 2004, we did the Battle of the Bridges. We were the first to put data onto TV, and then it was the NetBank Challenge in South Africa where we had trajectories, with everyone hitting at, on the second tee at the NetBank Challenge. There we showed the full trajectory and data elements, and it was too much for people to consume. It was interesting, though, and I think that started the whole thing with golf data on television, and the rest is history. But I do believe that simplifying and the data and the presentation thereof and just having it there, and maybe even having a streaming channel where somebody can talk about it, and you can maybe listen for the connoisseurs like myself. I would like to listen to somebody that's really talking out the details, because I know that there's no time during the live broadcast to maybe talk about everything, but maybe an adjacent streaming channel where somebody can really go deep into that. That would be great. So I would say these are the basics.
I'm in on that.
I'm in on that as well.
Yeah.
The future of the game, it can be found within the numbers, and this is where you find those numbers. John, we appreciate you stopping by here. Henry, excuse me, and really getting into the product here with FlightScope.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you.